So starting off with the brow pencil, we're going to make a more defined brow for this look. So what I'm doing is I'm not only filling in my eyebrows, but drawing kind of more of like a harsh line at the top and the bottom and connecting the ends. You can see my brow hairs are kind of sparse in that area. Now we're going to take some concealer and use that to clean up the brow. We want to make sure we give it a nice shape. What I'm doing is I'm extending my brow out to meet the edge of my eye to kind of bring out my eyes a little bit. And I'm just blending the concealer out with an angled highlight brush. Now I'm taking this red shade from MAC and I'm going to use that to apply over my lid and my crease area. We're using a large fluffy brush because we want to make sure that this color is very diffused. This is pretty pigmented and we're not looking for like a bam in your face red. Now I'm using this jumbo eye pencil from NYX in Rust and applying that over the lid. Now I'm using this MAC pigment in Rose, and with a flat synthetic brush sprayed with Fix Plus, I'm tapping that onto the lid. You have to be careful with this pigment because it is a little bit more on the chunky side, and you want to make sure that your brush is pre-saturated so that the pigment kind of like separates and melts into the eye. If not, you have a ton of fallout and that's not a fun time to clean up. Now we're taking this transition shade and we're just going to use that to blend out the upper part of our transition. Now we're using this darker shade to define the crease. Now we're using this darker shade to define the crease and bring out the eye. That red shade again, and I'm going to use this to just blend it all over the eye to kind of make it more of a cohesive look. Now I'm taking my Sephora lip butter and using that to prep my lips. I take a sip of water because I want to make sure that there's something for like the butter to seal in. And then I just apply it and just rub that in. Now I'm using Becca primer to keep myself matte. I'm using that in my T-zone, just tapping it lightly into the skin. Now I'm using my orange concealer to color correct my darker circles. I'm doing this just to show you a different way that I do my makeup sometimes versus just using regular concealer. Now I'm going to use my fingers to blend that out. I prefer using my fingers because it kind of keeps a little bit more of the coverage while still blending it out nicely into the skin. Now I'm going to use my foundation and apply that all over my face and just blend that in with a nice buffing brush. Applying a little bit more to the chin area because I usually don't apply color there directly, and so it needs a little bit more coverage. Now while my foundation sets, I'm using my brow mascara and just softening up my brows. Now I'm using the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in Amande. And what I'm doing is I'm applying that underneath the eye and extending it to cut my eyeshadow to make a nice crisp sharp line. And then I'm going to blend that out with the eyeshadow brush. Then I'm blending that down my cheek, making more of an ombre kind of effect. That way there's not a sharp line of where my highlight ends and my foundation begins. Now I'm just highlighting the nose and forehead area. I'm blending out the nose with the brush and not caring too much on the forehead. Now I'll take my favorite kabuki brush and I'm just blending out everything, making it nice and smooth and seamless. Then I'm applying a little bit more to the chin. That way the entire center part of my face is highlighted and brought forward. Now I'm taking this Sculpt shade from the Black Radiance contour palette. I'm just using that to set directly underneath my eye. This concealer is matte and doesn't really need to be set, but I do set underneath my eye because that part does break down pretty easily during the day. Now I'm using the Covergirl Queen Foundation, and I'm using that to kind of like contour slash bronze my face. It's not a true contour, mostly because of the color. You see it's kind of reddish, so it's more of a bronze, but I apply it like I'm contouring. Now I'm taking this contour powder from the same Black Radiance palette and I'm using that just to set my bronze slash contour, mostly because it is a foundation and we just want to make sure that doesn't move around during the day. Now I'm taking my favorite NYX K microfine artliner and using that to do my wing liner. I'm lining the wing up with the line that I created with the concealer, just to kind of complete the eye look. Now I'm using this Covergirl Queen mascara. I'm just using that to prep my eyes. I'm actually putting false lashes on today, so I'm not worrying about too much about how the mascara goes on. Now I'm applying my Kiss lashes. I got these from the beauty supply store for like $2.99. Amazing lashes. Now I'm using this apricot blush from Inglot. I'm just applying that with a powder brush onto my cheeks. Now I'm using this cream highlight and applying that to my cheekbones, and I'm going to blend it out with a stippling brush. This is kind of like the NYX highlight, but upgraded. It's a little bit more of a shine, and you can see that on camera. Now I'm applying the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Berlin. I really like this color because it's a really pinky kind of terracotta brown, and I like to slap it on like on lazy days because it's a nice like natural nude kind of matte gloss. Today I'm just going to build it up and apply a couple layers to make it a little bit more opaque. And I added some hair, and that's the final look.